Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I am continuing my video range on best perfumes, and this video is going to be all about best perfumes for women that are seductive, date night, that kind of vibe. I have done kind of similar videos before, but these are my sort of ultimate seductive fragrances. Great if you're looking for one to wear, but also if you're looking for a gift for perhaps Valentine's Day or something like that to give to a lady. If you're new here, then hello, we are all about perfumes here, so check out my hundreds and hundreds of other videos. And if you're a regular but you haven't subscribed yet, then do hit that subscribe button and show your support. And you can support me as a channel member on here and on Patreon as well. And as always guys, in the description box I will leave links to where you can buy all these perfumes in UK, Europe, USA. Cool, so the one that I'm going to start with is the one that I personally turn to when I want that seductive perfume, that sort of date night perfume. It's definitely my personal top choice, and that is Lancome's Tresor Midnight Rose. This is one of my favourite perfumes, sort of top 5 perfumes. It's been out for quite a while, I'd say maybe 15 years, maybe 10 years, something like that. And when it was launched, Emma Watson was the face of the fragrance, and it was right after she'd finished Harry Potter and she cut her hair really short, and she came out in this advertising campaign that was very sexy, nighttime on the streets of Paris, sort of marking her move away from the Hermione character, I guess. And I think this sold pretty well at the time. Obviously the bottle is stunning. Lancome make the best bottles, and the cute little rose here, and it just feels very sturdy and nice. This is a 30ml size. This is definitely a perfume which people might have a love-hate relationship with. It's very strong, and the smell is a syrupy, dark cassis smell. So like a deep blackcurrant liqueur almost. It's that winter berry feel. It's very much nighttime to me, and it's something that I wear during the day actually, but only in like really cold weather, winter months. It's amazing for lasting. It really sticks around. I spray it on my hair, clothes, and it really sort of lingers and stays around. But I do know people that have worn this and have said it's too much. It sticks around too much and it starts to make them feel a bit sickly. It does have a sweetness to it, like a liqueur, that you have to be in the right mood for it. But I know that a lot of you have tried this and purchased this, hearing me talk about it here on the channel. So it is an amazing, amazing perfume, definitely worth trying. And if you like those kind of cassisi notes, then I think you'll definitely like it, and it's a safe blind buy. And it's pretty affordable as well, as Lancome tends to be. Lancome do actually have a version of it, in my opinion, which is a little bit more fresher, fruitier, and it's their new Dentelle de Rose from their La Nuit Tresor range. This came out for Valentine's Day this year. It has lace on it, and to me this smells very similar, just a bit fresher, a bit fruitier, and it's not as heavy. And it's perhaps got a little hint of that chocolatiness from the original La Nuit Tresor. But so if you like Midnight Rose but you don't want it as heavy, then give it this one a try. And obviously the bottle is stunning. So the next one that I recommend is Gerland's Le Petit Robe Noir, Little Black Dress. These are such underrated perfumes in my opinion. Again, it's been out about 15 years, and there's a bunch of different ones, but the original is really so seductive. It is a strong, deep almond and a strong cherry as well. But again, like the other one, it's a cherry liqueur. It's a deep nighttime cherry. It's not like a fresh spring cherry. It's really seductive, really. I think that this is what, you know, Satine would wear in the Moulin Rouge. It's that type of thing. I can imagine going into the Moulin Rouge and getting this really heady, strong, sexy smell. Very seductive smell. So definitely not one for the faint-hearted, but these are usually discounted. You can get them for amazing prices. They last so well. I think the bottles are beautiful. I love the lid and everything, and I just think they're a really underrated range. You know, all the attention goes to Mon Guerlain, but actually I think Le Petit Robe Noir is much better fragrances, better for lasting, more interesting, and definitely seductive. So these are definitely worth a blind buy if you like almonds and cherries, because you can get them quite affordable. The next one I wanted to mention is Hypnotic Poison from Dior. Now, I don't own this because it's so strong, it makes me feel a bit sickly, but it is definitely a seductive perfume. Definitely. Again, it has these almonds in, but it's also very vanilla-y, very sweet. It really is strong. You can really smell it for like meters away from someone. I know someone that wears it and literally it's just, I smell it before I even see her. It's amazing for lasting, and I love the bottles, which are like little poison apple vibed. Really perfect seductive perfume. Again, definitely something I can see being worn at the Moulin Rouge. One that's quite similar to it but not quite as strong is Dolce Gabbana The One. Again, very seductive with the Scarlett Johansson advertising campaign. I think the original The One, Eau de Parfum, is the most seductive. Very similar to Hypnotic Poison, perhaps just a little bit more peachy, a little bit more fruity, but it's still that deep sexy vanilla. So if you like vanilla, I'd say those two are the ones to try. Or the other one would be La Vie Belle, and I think the Intensement one, the red one, is the most seductive from La Vie Belle. It's that praline vanilla sweetness, but the red one, Intensement, has a little bit of raspberry in, so adding a little bit of that fruitiness, just something else to make it a bit more different. And whereas La Vie Belle has some floral notes in, this is more the sweetness of the vanilla with the raspberry. It is definitely the sweetest one, like the most like sugary sweet one, and I think it would be great to like mix with original La Vie Belle. Perhaps you wear La Vie Belle during the day, or one of the other ones, their eau de toilette, and then layer this on top for the evening. That could be quite cool. One of the newest ones on this list, this new release from Valentino, Voce Viva, that has Lady Gaga as the face of the fragrance. I think this, of all the new releases that have come out in the past like 6 months, is probably the sexiest, most seductive fragrance. It has quite a lot of tonka bean in and some vanilla, so a little bit like Jimmy Choo Fever. Tonka bean is very warm and it makes the vanilla very warm, almost like a, I don't know, like a vanilla latte or something. And then you have some white florals in here, orange blossom gardenia, making it very feminine, but the vanilla is the main note that's coming through. So for me, that makes this a seductive fragrance. I think you could wear this during the day, probably, as long as you felt comfortable having this vanilla vibes, because the white florals in there do make this pretty feminine daytime, but then you've got this edge of the tonka bean and the vanilla underneath, adding this seductiveness to it. It's a bit of orange and ginger as well that you get at first. So this is quite a good all-rounder if you want something seductive for during the day. It's pretty good for lasting as well, and it has the signature Valentino like spikes on it, and I'm sure there will be a flanker that comes out of this next year, probably an eau de toilette and an intense one. But this is definitely, if you're looking for something new, the most seductive I've seen in a while. I think when we think of seductive perfumes, one of the ones that comes to mind quite a lot is Good Girl from Carolina Herrera. I have their new Very Good Girl, which I wouldn't say is seductive because this one is lychee and rose. It's more fun for summer. But the original Very Good Girl, or the Supreme version, are this very warm, sexy evening smell. Again, they have almonds in, they have tonka bean in, there's also a bit of a clove in there, adding a slightly oriental feel to it. And there's loads and loads of tuberose and jasmine, which are both quite heavy white florals. So these are strong fragrances, they're definitely seductive. I like the Supreme one better because it has sparkles in the bottle itself, but they're both of them quite similar. There's a chocolatiness to it as well, with praline, cacao. So it's just like all these different seductive ingredients thrown into a perfume. Probably the best-selling seductive perfume at the moment. I know it is in the top 10 bestsellers, and I think for a nighttime, evening, going out, seductive perfume, it's probably number one at the moment. And obviously the bottles are super cool. So for something a bit niche, which is seductive, I recommend the Vancleef and Arpels Rose Rouge. These are from their Extraordinary collection. They have a whole bunch of them. This is my favorite. It's kind of similar in a fruity way to like a mix of Armani C Intense with the Cassis and the Donatelle de Rose one. You've got that same blackcurrant in here and that rose heart, like quite a seductive rose. But we also have vanilla, patchouli and cacao, so giving it a bit of a sweetness. It's kind of like a lot of these all mixed together. But what I think is cool is that, you know, these are not sold everywhere. You can usually get them at a decent price. I'll find it at a good price in the links down below. But there's just something that, you know, everyone doesn't have, like Carolina Herrera Good Girl, everyone seems to have that. You know, you'll go out and other people will be wearing it. This is just something a bit different, a bit niche, and very good quality, good for lasting. I love Van Cleef and Arpels as a brand, and these in their range are good for lasting. I think it's a good strong perfume. So just something a bit different if you're looking for something a bit unusual. One that I did want to throw in is YSL's Mon Paris. You'll know that the original Eau de Parfum is one of my favorite fragrances, with loads of patchouli and rose and a strawberry. And when I wear this, I do get compliments, especially from men. So that's why I thought I should include it in this seductive video, because it's obviously, I think, a bit, men like this smell. I think even more seductive is the Intensement version that came out last year, which is just like a stronger, more fruity, sexier version. Even more seductive. I wear this in the winter and this in the summertime. They are both very strong and very good for lasting, really wonderful for lasting, which is why I swear by Mon Paris. So I did want to include these because they didn't come to mind immediately, but then when I thought about what do people comment on, I thought I'd throw them in. And I also wanted to throw in the Armani Because It's You fragrance, the Eau de Parfum. This again is a fruity vanilla with some rose. It's raspberry. It is definitely quite raspberry. It's one of the most raspberry fragrances, but it has this sweetness to it which creates that seductive vibe to it. It's definitely one you could wear during the day, I think, because it's not quite as strong and heavy as some of the others we've talked about. So it's a little bit more chilled, a little bit more relaxed, while still having those seductive qualities. Cool. So guys, let me know what would be your picks for the most seductive perfumes. I do read all your comments, so let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, I'll leave the links to where you can buy all these in the description box. But that's it. So thanks so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.